all of the celebrities from all around the world. Hey, everybody, how was your weeks?
Living the dream.
Hey,
Very good.
all good.
Hey, all good here.
We actually are going to do something which I do not normally do, but today I'm going to talk about prices. So I think that this is a very interesting place to start because there's been a bit of movement in the old cryptocurrency markets. And so I just wanted to highlight this here as well. We've got Bitcoin, which is actually pushed up and sort of tagged that 80K level. Ethereum woke up to about 2.5K and Solana hit to 100K, $100. And DOT is just chilling here now. We are 6% up on the week. You can't see this very well here. I might make it a little bit bigger, but about 6% up on the week. And it's good to see that we have started to break out of some sort of bearish momentum just in the market, 8.5% up in a week. So I think the reason why I show this is not because we're trying to pump prices or anything like that, but I think what it does show is for those who are getting a little bit discouraged about the ecosystem not having a recovery, it is not true. It is all narrative. When you look at stuff like Pepe, who pops off 43% in a week and has no tech and no purpose, don't let prices get you down because there's more to the ecosystem than just pricing. Any comments on this before I move on to actual news?
Markets are volatile. Stuff can go up and down. Past performance is not indicative of future success.
Very true. Very true. Couldn't have said it better, Limo. I'll kick on with the news for the week. And so I thought this was like a good sort of public service announcement here. Has anyone actually done this yet? Or like been playing around in detail with their dot address? Because Parity's put out a bit of a tutorial here about how to actually do things.
I played around with it. It's pretty funny. You can create pretty much anything you want. There's some limits, like on how much you can upload to Bulletin chain, but it's pretty cool what you can do because you can upload all these files and then you can download them in the browser. So I use this trick to basically get audio streaming to work via the browser. And I bet you can get like all types of static content. But it's pretty cool, and it's you can create your site for free. Polkadot Community Foundation. You check out the docs and follow there. It's pretty fun. If you just have an idea, you can just tell your coding agent or read the docs and just deploy it and try stuff out. It's pretty fun.
Does this pretty much mean that you don't have to have it hosted? It just is there?
Yeah, it's static content, so you have to renew it every two weeks, I think, or something. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, so we actually are talking about the decentralized autonomous internet here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I thought, anyone who's curious, Parity's got a tweet there. It's got a full tutorial. Can have a run through and have a play around with it. Moving on, because we've got a bit today, so I want to sort of rip through these a little bit quickly. Shout out to Hydration. They've gone to 2-second block times. So I think it's really cool that we've obviously got the premier project inside the ecosystem actually utilizing the tech. I haven't actually been on Hydration since it's happened. Has anyone noticed a noticeable speed difference?
Yeah, I think there was a brief period of time, like probably one staking era or something on the dot side, where block times were drifting quite a little bit, to be honest. But I think it's settled now. I think they posted this tweet after it settled properly. But
okay.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. There is like an issue that has happened at times in the past few months where there's like some block time issues on parachains and stuff, but I think it seems fairly sorted now. But yeah, it's good. 2 seconds good.
Is this as quick as we can get it, or can we actually drill down even further with further cores?
I can't remember. I know you can get it quicker. I think it got proven on like a test net thing, but I'm not sure how that would affect like block reorgs and stuff, because you've still got to like propagate blocks throughout everything, right? So,
well, I mean, I think Ethereum's 6 seconds anyway, so we're already 3x quicker than just like the premier blockchain. So, yeah, awesome to see that the tech is being utilized. Shout out to Hydration. Well done to everybody.
Another hydration thing quickly, is Subscan, which is the typical block explorer for most of Polkadot. I believe it's sunsetting on hydration fairly soon. You can look at the governance thing for that. But this is a new Explorer for hydration. It's hydration-explorer.neckware.net. It's pretty good. It's available in Nova Wallet. If you're using Nova Wallet, you can use this in a press of a button.
And now they have their own Explorer for their chain only. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay, great. Yeah, awesome. Shout out to Hydration. It feels like they're continually shipping every single week. So yeah, awesome work. We mentioned here a couple of weeks ago about Acurest, and I was going to do a bit of a deep dive on them. So things happening. We've got a new staking redelegation dashboard here, or a new staking feature. Again, I, in principle, think that this is one of the most needed use cases for blockchain in general. The fact that you can have decentralized compute straight coming from all of the leftover compute on all of our phones, because our phones specifically are so much more powerful than what we use them for. It's a super cool, I guess, initiative here, and shout out to Acurest. If you haven't played around with them, please do so. Very cool use case, and probably one of the still really successful projects from last cycle that were able to raise a bunch of money and actually ship a really cool product. Shout out to Acurest.
The whole IoT stuff, like what Acurest is doing, the closer the open source AI models get to frontier models, it's actually starting to make a lot more sense, where if the frontier models get way too expensive, that if there's a decentralized network of compute that, I don't know, you can run some model through or whatever, and pay as you go, instead of having your own physical hardware. It's starting to make a bit of sense in people's heads. I think BitTensor has a subnet that is similar as well, that's popping off a little bit.
Wasn't that the whole thing? Who was the Cosmos chain that was really big on this? It was I'm having a mental blank right now. Akash. They were doing something similar here, like decentralized compute. Yeah,
I think so. But speaking of Cosmos, did you see the Cosmos problem?
Oh, there's been drama galore with Cosmos for the last 6 months.
It's something like EVM chains, or Cosmos EVM chains are just inherently insecure or something. And basically the team, if I remember correctly, just told anyone running a Cosmos EVM chain to just turn it off, basically.
Really? To turn off your chain? Ongoing security incident has impacted users of the Cosmos EVM module. Cosmos Labs security and engineering team have been proactively responding to this incident. We've advised Cosmos EVM chains that are in contact with us to request that validators halt their chains. Wow.
And then
look at this. A staggering $67.88 funds affected. I love the internet.
Didn't the Osmosis team leave a year ago? All the developers and key people there, they left a year ago, I think. And then
did the project leave itself, or just people at the
no,
team?
people high up in the project. They left, so management and all the key people there.
We recommend that if you run a public chain that uses Cosmos EVM version, you should immediately halt the blockchain. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, well, yeah, thoughts and prayers to those in Cosmos. Yikes. I was going to say, back just on the Acurest thing, this is very applicable because I don't know if it was on the Vibe Check here a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about how expensive it is to actually host an open source model if you're going to do it inside some sort of VPS. And so even if you're going to go buy your own PC, you're up for not an insignificant amount of money. So I can see that
thousands of dollars for graphic cards, and then everyone's buying up graphic cards. So it's a pain in the ass to get graphic cards. So you have to buy them used for a markup. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, pretty crazy. I just saw this today as well, Limo. Limo just put this up that for a brand new Mac Mini. Hang on, I've got the wrong tab that's opened here. Let me see where that tab went. Oh, yes, I've clicked on the same one. Sorry.
It's the Mac Studio. They released the Mac Mini And the entry level price of Mac Mini, they've increased by like $300 or something, because it used to be 400, then they raised it to 500, now it's 800. And the only difference is the new chip. And then there's a Mac Studio, and the maxed out one is like 18 or 19,000 USD, which their main thing is that you can run AI models and stuff on it, is what it seems like. So
could it actually like keep up with like, you know, frontier open source tech though? Because I think we were chatting about it here, that even like all of the Claude and ChatGPT stuff, like they're all subsidizing the actual cost of it just to onboard users. Like it's not the real cost of what tokens are.
I think if you want like real throughput, you have to upgrade the power as well. I know there's like a really cool guy, George Hotz. He's building his own like personal AI computer. He built Comma AI, and he is the guy behind the jailbreak. He's working on it, and you need like extreme amounts of power. Like, didn't Oracle get a loan from Morgan Stanley, I think, for $4 billion just to build a new data center with extreme amounts of power you need?
Yeah. And I don't know if anyone has watched the Up Only podcast, but this week there was it was being spoken about how like the new sort of crackdown will be on open source models, and it will be championed by the American frontier companies that are going to like crack down on it in the name of national security. And so it wouldn't be surprising that if this gets legs, there'll be a scramble for everybody trying to get their own $18,000 Mac Studios so that they can actually still host all their own models if it becomes, if they become blocked in the US or something like that. So who knows where this goes, man? It's just like it feels like society gets more and more like independence tools, but then regulation just wants to crush it even more. So we get more dystopian and the strangle. Anyway, I digress.
Isn't that why we need resilient infrastructure to host all these like uncensored models, such as like the dot domains and stuff like that? They can't shut down.
Exactly. You're exactly right. Is that true, Lemo? That the GTO 6 leaker used Arweave to host it?
Yeah, so preface this with don't send this guy money. He's trying to like crypto scam, and what he's doing is illegal, I believe. So don't post any videos on the podcast on the screen. But yeah, there was a lot of like Arweave links floating around. Some of them like became unreachable after a while, but I just checked in my history and I can access them again. So he's using decentralized storage and file sharing to upload these videos so they can't be taken down, which is pretty interesting.
The decentralized internet, yep, for good and for evil. People can decide which one that is, but yeah, wow, it's all happening, isn't it? There's so much going on. So crazy times. All right, I'll keep moving. We got some pretty cool, actually more announcements here. Let me just find out where I was up to right here. Here we go. From John from Hyperbridge as a new product out. I think Flipchan, you did some investigations here, did you?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They're building now. So Hyperbridge, they build like this really cool base layer, which is based on some research from the Web3 Foundation called APK proofs. And that's actually the research that Charles from Cardano is using now to design Cardano's trustless bridge. So it's all based on like Web3 Foundation research, which is pretty cool. But yeah, they build like this really cool trustless bridge infrastructure, and now they're building products on top of it. It seems mostly to be around stable coins targeted towards neobanks.
Africa, yeah.
But it's really cool, yeah. And I'm glad they're doing good.
I love this stuff. Hey, I love it that the tech gets used, and it's interesting. I swear that there's somebody that works over at Cardano that's constantly paying attention to what happens in Polkadot, because it just seems that Polkadot tech magically ends up in Cardano all the time. Yeah. Well, shout out to the Hyperbridge guys. Hopefully that goes really well. I don't know if did you look into any sort of tokenomics? Does it affect the bridge token at all? Or have there any been talk about them rebooting their token?
No, I don't think it's related. I think this is mostly to like route liquidity to different stable coins.
Interesting.
For neobanks, and they seem to have launched with one stable coin right now, the Naira in Nigeria,
Egypt?
I think.
Oh, Nigeria, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, But yeah, it's pretty cool that they're building products on top of their own stuff.
Very cool. Very cool. Wish for Change 1926 passed. Anyone cover this one?
Yeah, there was a wish for change that was basically along the lines of when the Jam KB token, which is this like access to jam memory sort of thing, when that gets sold in DOT, which I don't know if we all agreed on, but when it's sold in DOT, then that DOT gets banned. Yeah, so it's like there was a lot of stuff in the post. I think it was from Max from
Max.
Capital. So he even says in his wish for change, if I remember correctly, like this doesn't lock in this or this or this. It's just if the sales are in DOT, then the DOT should be banned, basically, which I think most people can agree with. So I think even the Web3 Foundation voted aye on this. So
yeah, got pushed through. So I mean, kind of cool. I don't know if we're settled on Jam KB as the name, but like this gets pretty interesting, I think, because it's a whole new product and a whole new revenue stream.
I guess an interesting one is, I mean, I'm quoting the Polkadot account here, and not distributing Jam KB via grants or below market loans. So that's interesting. So we spoke about that about a month or so ago, that maybe we could have some like meat space contract between the PCF and whoever we're loaning this stuff out to. But that's like maybe a bit messy. And then I think I proposed the other week that maybe like an over collateralized loan where, I don't know, again, how you price this is going to be really difficult. But let's say the price of one Jam KB is 10,000 USD, don't know what it'll be, so a random number. Then maybe if someone provides like 20K's worth of collateral, they can have this token while they're like testing stuff. And then if they send the token back to like the smart contract or whatever, they get the DOT back. That could be an interesting way of doing it for people that want to test stuff, you know.
But they're saying that they are not going to do that.
No, because that'll be an above market thing, right? So it's like we're not going to loan it out for like cheap, but it's like I like the idea of like over collateralized stuff, because I think even Gav said in one of his posts the problem is like, how do you price this? So like if you price it at $1,000, it's actually really worth like 10 grand. Someone that buys it at 1 grand just made a killing. So it's like how do you initially price it, which was I think I even said that's one of the things that the loans might be good for, is loans from outside Parity or some other team that can like demonstrate why this is really cool in like production, and then that hopefully helps the market like figure out what the price should be, right? Otherwise, use like an LBP system, but then if you don't know how to price it, the LBP thing still kind of isn't the best. But
very cool. I like it. Well, moving on to Jam, more Jam stuff. We have some more prize evaluations happening here. No, what you know.
Oh yeah, they started paying out teams for first milestone, right?
So they already did. 6 of the teams already passed the milestone 1 evaluation, and 3 of them got a nomination for the fellowship. Remember, we were talking about this, I think last week or the week before, that they can apply as part of milestone 1 to have one of the members of the team to apply to the Polkadot Technical Fellowship for rank 3 immediate promotion, basically. So there's 3 of them out of the 6 teams who passed who already have a member that's coming to the fellowship. And also Gavin has posted some information to the teams who have not passed the interview yet, to make sure to be very familiar, with the gray paper, which is the goal of the interview, to know that it is them who wrote the code and that they understand how the protocol works. And then that if they do want to apply for the technical fellowship, then to be familiar with the manifesto of the fellowship. So yeah, it's moving forward.
Yeah, it is moving forward. Good work, everyone. Congrats, everybody who's pushing on. I think this one was from you as well, Florentina, was it?
No, I'm not sure what that is, actually. Sorry.
Oh, no, sorry. Was this James? Or am I imagining things?
No. That was me. Is this the frame? Yeah, the frame. So let's see. So they announced this frame suite a little while back, and this is just the latest update that the newest component is available. So it's much more on the tech side. But if you're a builder and you're using Frame, check it out. It's all about it's a new primitive, a bonding primitive, staking, escrow delegation, governance, yada yada.
Very cool. All right. I guess calling all product DevNet builders to join the party. So we got a bit of a shout out and a call to action here. I think anyone here joining in at all?
Yeah, so it's basically like a new channel, element channel, and it's bridged to Discord as well, so that anyone who is, trying to build things on DevNet, they can actually come here for questions. Because at the beginning, when they released DevNet, there were all these questions like, okay, if I have a problem, like where do I report it? And then there was this Polkadot Community Foundation repo on GitHub that some people were being sent to, and there was the Paseo testnet element channel. But now I think my understanding from this announcement was that they want everything to be on these new channels. So quite a few people have joined, but I haven't seen much activity so far. But technically, if you're having any problems with DevNet or anything, then that's the place to go to get them resolved. And hopefully also other community members can help, as well as the devs who have worked on the DevNet release.
Very cool, very cool. And I guess here, getting started for users. So anyone who's trying to get started as well, like what you need to do and where you need to go. Another bit of a post here on the community.
Yeah, if you scroll down a little bit, there's, I think it's like section 2 here, install the app. So I think a lot of people haven't tried this out yet. So depending on your platform, you obviously click the one that's relevant for you. I use iPhone. So if you click latest iOS release, it sends you to a GitHub page that then has a test flight link, which is like a beta testing thing. Takes like a minute to install, basically, to do all this process. You then get the Polkadot app, and then the other link that I sent, .metrics.li, is basically a discoverability platform for, I hate this dot stuff, it's like too much.
Yeah.
But that's like a discoverability platform for all the applications, right? So once you've got your app and made your like username and maybe got some cash and all that stuff, the testnet cash, not actual money cash, you can then use some of these applications that are on that .metrics thing. And yeah, just test it out. I'm sure people would love feedback, by the way.
I'm just trying to load it, but it's taking forever because I'm on the wrong side of the world. But yeah, the .metrics.dot.li. Nope, still loading. Still taking forever to load. We're nearly there. But yeah, very cool. Good to see that there's like a whole bunch of stuff happening.
Click on use trusted provider. Yeah.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, it defaults to a light client, which can take longer, but it's like more decentralized. But a trusted provider is using like a normal RPC, like pretty much every other application.
Right, gotcha. Okay, so yeah, this is what you're talking about here.
Yeah, so once you've got your Polkadot app, if you scroll down, there's like 200 applications. Some of them are a bit niche and a bit novel. Some of them, I think, legitimately could be quite useful. So you basically click on it and then open the app, and then you could connect your Polkadot app to it. So yeah, and then these are all done by different people, so they might look a bit different. Some stuff might be buggy if it's from someone that's not like, it's just vibe coded and not really checked it. But a lot of quite cool stuff's already been made, so definitely check it out. And
just picked a random. I know this font. Yeah, some good AI vibe coded stuff there. But anyway, all right, cool. Anyone who wants to go have a play, you can figure out and just click around and see what you can get. ETH on chain. Interesting. Anything you've played on here that specifically you want to give a shout out to, or Game Boy on chain?
Yeah. But there's also the Polkadot desktop app that's on the same link where it shows you like where to get your iOS or Android thing. So you can install that as well. Like on Mac, you get the DMG file and then drag it in, and you get an application. And that's, I think, better in terms of like censorship. If you have your own app that uses like clients, I think it's a lot harder for certain things to get blocked.
Sure, makes sense. Cool. Wow. See, look at this. There's so much stuff happening inside the ecosystem. We're all chugging heaps of stuff from all the different teams, and good to see some stuff from HQ getting put out as well. Any goss anyone wants to talk about? Any life dramas anyone's got happening right now? Anything good happening?
Life is misery and torment.
Do you know what I have noticed though this week, because it was events week, and I went to a couple of like meetups, I guess. Very interesting how like I went to this I guess invite dinner for VCs. I'm not a VC, but I got an invite because I knew the guy running it. And it's interesting to see that there's still some people now who are popping up that are looking for investment opportunities. So I think the cycle has sort of like started to turn now, where there might be some like opportunists floating around looking to throw some money around, which is always healthy. It's always good that there's stuff happening. But I noticed that like everyone's looking for like AI blockchain, AI blockchain, AI blockchain. So yeah, we're going to be stuck with that moving
There
forward.
is one thing that's a bit political maybe, but I'll try not to make it so political. So in certain countries, such as the United Kingdom, which is where I'm from, there's certain legislation that exists where, for example, if I send Michael a message on a chat app that isn't encrypted properly, apparently the government is allowed to read that. And even if I send Michael something that's like some offensive thing to Michael, but we both are fine with it and it's like an inside joke, apparently that is still a crime and you can get arrested for it. So encrypted chats with no backdoors, very important for a lot of people, I would say. Even if you're not doing anything nefarious, if you have regulation that if someone is offended, even if they're not in the conversation or it's not even about them, you can get in trouble. It's a dangerous place to be.
Wasn't it decided that all of the encrypted chats are still like all have backdoors in them, or was it like Signal only or something like that?
Depends on who you ask, but I would say most of them do.
Yeah,
Maybe the phones have the back doors, not the back.
Yes.
You know that
I saw something on iPhone. If you have like that Pegasus stuff or whatever, it like notifies you now. It's like your phone has been targeted by like state actors. You probably need to like seek shelter or like legal
both
advice.
Pegasus and the police in multiple countries, when they confiscate phones, they look at the notifications because the notifications are not encrypted, and then you can turn that off. But if you have notifications on, all that gets stored in a log, basically, all the messages you get there. So you just read that from Signal.
In some countries, it's a crime not to give them access to your phone, though. Like in the United Kingdom, if you enter the UK and they, I don't know, have some suspicion about you, if you do not unlock your phone, you get charged under the Counter-Terrorism Act. It's like, and you can't see your lawyer. You have no recourse to a lawyer. So you open it or you get charged with it. So it's an interesting world.
That's why you should travel with a burner phone with no important details.
Wow.
Just leave the safe one home.
Well, everybody, sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows everywhere. We'll be back again next week with heaps of more info about the Polkadot ecosystem. For those, again, I say that every week, but for those who want to come and get involved inside the ecosystem, there's lots of cool things happening and there's lots of cool people around as well. And as we've seen here today, there's a lot of support channels and networks that you can get. So if you're looking to come and build something inside Polkadot, there's plenty of people you can reach out to and plenty of resources. So any final words this week from anybody?
Can I get one last word? CK email is a popular CK framework which allows you to write basically zero knowledge programs of you can write proofs of verification emails and emails, stuff like that, and they have a big developer following. And they're currently released their first integration with Polkadot and Kusama. And me and the CK email team, we're working on a forum post that will come out hopefully in a few days. And it has a really good title. So stay up to date with that.
You got a teaser for us? A teaser title?
The title is I got a bit of shit for it before, but now I finally approved it. It's called 50 Shades of CK Email. It's gonna be great.
Awesome. Look forward to that. Well, shout out to you guys for doing that. I'll keep an eye for that one. That sounds awesome. James, Florentina, anything else from you guys?
Well, I'm just looking forward to see what's going to be the timeline for mainnet for the Polkadot app, because I see a lot of things happening on the public repos from Parity, a lot of things on individuality, a lot of things with the bulletin chain. Now it seems all the fellowship members are able to already test it. So a lot of testing going on. The collators of the people chain are ready. So yeah, I don't know the timeline, but I'm looking forward to it.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
same. I think that's what the work in Lisbon was for last week. I think they were trying to knock out the final bugs of this mainnet launch. So yeah, soon, hopefully very soon.
And it seems like, Lime, that we've got new OpenGov tracks coming as well soon as well, which we can keep an eye out for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're to do with like personal and stuff. I have a Claude chat where it says them, but I'm trying to scroll through it. But yeah, it's basically stuff to do with personal and stablecoin stuff, I believe. So yeah, I assume that'll be a referendum at some point to add those.
Yeah, I think one of them actually is supposed to be a track that can be a bit quicker to change parameters, to adjust parameters basically on the go to some of these things, like as you said, like personhood or individuality and things like that, as opposed to the tracks we have now that can take, longer.
Yeah, it's the name's currently a technical maintenance track and then prosperity admin track. And some stuff that it might be able to do on prosperity admin is set an asset status, so like a circuit breaker, set the max debt ceiling, so how much like PUSD, for example, can exist, and set the asset ceiling weight, which I imagine is if there's multi-collateral that can mint PUSD, is how much of each can exist or whatever. But pretty interesting, because a lot of people are wondering about PUSD, but if you get your Claude code or Codex or whatever to just look at these Parity Tech repos over the past 3 months and tell me anything that's different from standard Polkadot stuff, it does just tell you what they're doing. It's quite interesting.
Any TLDRs?
I posted a load of stuff on Twitter before, and then basically my Claude just tell me stuff about these OpenGov changes and stuff, because a lot of stuff is in private repos as well, I imagine. So
we're not going to do DOT only just for the stablecoin. It could be like stablecoins as well.
It doesn't say, right? It's just there is a parameter that implies that it would be maybe more than one asset, but even if it was just DOT, you probably add that anyway, just in case, like governance first sitting, so you'd have to do it later. But
yeah, I think I saw something about there was some change this week in a repo where you could use like different stable coins, and it would there was something that would make it equivalent regardless of which one you picked or something like that. Sorry, I'm not a coder, so like kind of my interpretation of what I saw, but I think it was related to that.
Very cool. All right. Well, yeah, anyone who's curious, chuck your agent at the public repos and go see what you can find out. All right. Like and subscribe, everybody. Follow us along. Polkadot is up and about, and the market's turning. So there's going to be a flood of people coming in. So now's the time, better than ever. That's right. Hit that bell, and we'll see everybody here, same time, same place next week. See you, everybody.